Hello YouTube, this is Tim Stanley, your favorite movie and TV critic. Today I am reviewing The Running Man, and I'm not talking the 1980s Arnold Schwarzenegger cheesy one, which again is still one of my favorite movies. I am reviewing the new one, the 2025, starring Glen Powell. My honest review, it was a good movie. It was a good adaptation of a Stephen King story. And I'm going to say this, I did enjoy Arnold Schwarzenegger's small cameo, but it was like if you're not watching, you're going to miss it, so pay close attention. But it's one that will make you laugh. But the movie itself is overall a great movie because Glen Powell is able to pull off playing the average man, because that's who Ben Richards was in the original story. Now, I've never read The Running Man, so I can only give you what I've always heard about the story, and the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, great actor, he knows how to act and he knows what he's doing, but he's not the average man. He's far from the average man, and that is a compliment. But Glen Powell was able to pull off playing the average man. I mean, he doesn't have like big muscles or anything like that, but he is a good actor and he played the average man. Overall, the movie was great. The plot was great. Josh Brolin's take on the villain was great. It put a new spin. I mean, I'm sure whenever Stephen King wrote it, he wasn't thinking about iPhones or even Androids, having cameras, being able to spot somebody. But it was a good idea to interpret that into the movie, and the fact that, hey, yeah, guess what? If I see a running man, I'm going to identify him. And back then, it was probably just the old phones where you had to pick up and dial. But either way, for me, I really enjoyed it. I thought, like I said, the interpretations of using the phones as part of, hey, if you see this man, let your person know, because if so, you might win $1,000. All depending on what happens to the person. I did like the layers of the story and the fact that it literally does show an actual story. I will say this much. Some of the reviews that I saw whenever the movie first came out, I was like, that's not really a review, because a lot of people were just saying, oh, it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, of course it's not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a different movie, it's a different time. Arnold Schwarzenegger did that movie once, but like I said, I enjoyed his small cameo. Small but brief cameo. You really have to pay close attention. I will say this much. I do like remakes, but only to an extent. And again, some of the cheesy movies from the 80s, I'm okay with being remade. This one, however, Back to the Future, I don't want them to ever touch, just because it's one of my favorite movies. Doesn't need to be remade. It ends with a trilogy. The animated series was really good. I am watching it right now. This is just my own personal review with it. But again, for The Running Man, definitely pay close attention. Glen Powell pulls off playing a great character. He really does know how to hide. He blends in. He really does what, he was told. Hey, go to the people that you would know, and then just, keep on going. And then he found a way to basically inspire people in a society that was very much a society that would be run by a government, but completely run by a government. It decides things. It was basically like a Nazi-controlled government, but without so much of it. It was that government, but it wasn't outrightly saying that it was that government. I know that may not make sense, but it was, like I said, it was overall a great movie. Even just the action scenes in the movie was pulled off really great. There is a little bit of a twist. I'm not going to say what it is, because he is a family man, and I will say this much. It does involve the fact that he is a family man, and the twist is meant to say, okay, look, now that this is not here, now you can do this, What does it matter? It was kind of like a bribery situation, but through the movie, he was being bribed. It's like, hey, you know what? If you can actually survive, can you survive? He survived 5 days, and then he survived 10 days, and then he made it to 19 days. Like I said, I'm not going to give away the whole movie, but as he's surviving, he's also inspiring people to stand up and say, look, this is wrong. What we're doing in this show is wrong. So, but overall, like I said, if you get your chance, definitely watch it. I do recommend also go back, watch the 1980s cheesy movie. Again, I'm not calling it cheesy in a bad way. I'm saying it was a good movie. I enjoy watching it. I still watch it to this day. Another one of Arnold's movies that was remade, I enjoy watching it too, Total Recall. 80s cheesy movie, deals with Mars, going to Mars. You don't really know, and I mean, the one thing that I will say about both directors, they did leave it open to, was he actually asleep? Because that's what he went and he paid for with the recall, was he actually asleep? So, but like I said, if you get your chance, watch The Running Man. It is on Paramount Plus. It'll be out to own on March 3rd. So like I said, if you get your chance, definitely watch it. And yes, I know I've talked about a lot of little different things, but my overall thing is the fact that yes, The Running Man is worth the watch. Pay attention to the scenes, pay attention to little close details, because there are things that you might miss, and it's like, hey, this is part of the story, so I need to watch this. So, but overall, like I said, get your chance, watch it. So this is Tim Stanley, your favorite movie critic, saying thank you and have a great night.